Some folks are busy prepping for a zombie apocalypse in a remote cabin. But what if the crisis unfolds right in the city you call home? 5 urban survival hacks will keep you safe when things go sideways. Listen to find out what they are. Hi, I'm the Urban Lady Prepper. I help single moms and solo women with practical emergency preparedness. But of course, all are welcome to become better prepared for whatever happens next. The most common visual of a prepper is a macho solo white dude roughing it in the woods within the off-grid cabin, waiting for a global collapse, an EMP, the pole ship, or some other SHTF scenario. But the prepper community is more diverse than that, both in practice and in location. Remember The Walking Dead with hordes of zombies ravaging Atlanta? I'm sure that got some of you thinking about what you would do if a major crisis unfolded right in the city where you live. The concrete jungle has its own predators, its own traps, and the skills that keep you alive in the wilderness might just get you unalived here. So I want to share with you 5 urban survival hacks that will keep you safe that they won't teach you. These are the counterintuitive tactics that aren't your grandpa's camping tips. This is about rewiring your brain to see the city not as a death trap, but as your greatest resource. So let's get into it. Hack number 1 is to weaponize your daily commute. Most of us have a daily commute, and you often see it as dead time. A survivor sees it as their most important training ground. This hack is all about weaponizing that commute by turning it into a detailed mental map of escape routes and opportunities. Our total reliance on GPS is a massive weakness. When the power is out and the cell towers are down, that little blue dot on your phone is gone. You need a high-res map of your city burned into your brain. And I need more than just the main streets. This is about active, conscious navigation every single day. Here's your homework. Starting tomorrow, take a different route to work. Then take another way home. And on these travels, you're not just zoned out. You're taking mental snapshots. Where are the back alleys? Where are the public buildings that could offer temporary shelter like a school, a library? And most importantly, where are the choke points, the bridges, the tunnels, and overpasses that will become parking lots in a crisis? You need to know at least 3 to 5 ways to get from any point A to point B in your city on foot if necessary. When you get home, take 5 minutes and try to sketch the route you took, marking those key spots. This trains your brain to see and remember navigational details. That mental map is your tactical advantage. While everyone else is stuck in a panic herd on the main roads, you'll be moving through the city like water, using alleys and service roads you found and memorized months or years before things ever went bad. You're not just learning your city, you're learning how to flow through its veins when the arteries are blocked. Hack number 2 is the burden scavenger's mindset. Hack number 2 is all about a shift in how you see the world. It's learning to see the city not as a concrete wasteland, but as a giant, disorganized, but incredibly rich supply depot. This is the urban scavenger's mindset. An average person sees trash. A survivor sees tools, weapons, and resources. In a long-term disaster, the stuff we buy will be gone in days. The real key to survival is going to be improvisation. You need to train your brain to constantly ask, what else can this be? That discarded Sunday newspaper? Don't just see trash. Rolled up tight and taped, it becomes a dense baton for self-defense. A bandana and a rock can become a sling. A simple wire hanger can be straightened and used for a dozen different tasks, from a makeshift tool to a hook. This mindset applies to everything. Abandoned buildings aren't just empty shells, they're vertical supply caches. They've got wiring for cordage, spots that may still hold water, and furniture you can use for fuel or to barricade a door. Even dumpsters behind restaurants, raw gross, could be a source of food in the first few days of a crisis. The skill here isn't just about picking up junk. It's about understanding materials and their properties. It's like engineering under pressure. Knowing some basic carpentry or simple mechanics becomes a superpower. Can you sharpen a piece of scrap metal into a blade? Can you figure out how to siphon gas from a car? Can you look at a pile of office supplies and see the parts for a tripwire alarm? Start practicing now. Before you pull something out, just stop and think, what else could this be in a survival situation? This little mental exercise rewires your brain to see potential everywhere, turning a city of waste into a city of wealth. Hack number 3, the silent network. This hack tackles one of the scariest parts of an urban collapse, losing all communication. When the grid dies, your phone is a brick. Radios will just be a mess of static and panic. In that chaos, coordinating with your family or your support group is everything. This hack is about creating a silent, low-tech communication network. While everyone else is shouting, you'll be communicating in whispers. This means using prearranged, simple, and non-electric signals that you and your group agreed on long before you ever need them. One of the best ways to do this is with subtle markers. Think of it as a secret language. A small, specific chalk mark on a curb, a piece of colored cloth tied to a fence, a certain arrangements of stones on a windowsill. These can all send critical messages without making a sound. For instance, a symbol X could mean, this area isn't safe. A circle could mean, I was here and I'm heading to our main rally point. An arrow points the way. These are easy to do and practically invisible to anyone who isn't looking for them. You also might want to consider setting up dead drops, hidden, predetermined spots where you can leave messages or small items for each other without risking a face-to-face meeting. And if you're moving with a group, tactical hand signals are a must. You don't need to be a Navy SEAL, but knowing a few basics for stop, go, danger, listen, and group up here can be the difference between a coordinated team and a scattered mess. Practice them until they're instinct. This silent network keeps your group connected and organized even in total chaos. It's a quiet advantage that speaks volumes. Hack number 4, the high ground fallacy. This hack challenges a core belief many people have about finding shelter in a city. I call it the high ground fallacy. The common wisdom says to get to the high ground for signaling and observation. In a wilderness, that works. In a city, it could be a death trap. This hack is about reevaluating what makes a good urban shelter. A lot of people imagine a rooftop apartment or the top floor of an office building as the perfect spot. You get a great view, it's hard to get to, and it feels safe. The problem: you've just cornered yourself with only one way out, the stairs. If a fire starts below you, you're trapped. If a hostile route takes the building, they only have to control that one stairwell to control your fate. Plus, rooftops makes you a perfect silhouette or target, and you're exposed to the elements. Basements and sublevels, on the other hand, are often overlooked. They offer fantastic concealment, protection from the weather, and a more stable temperature. More importantly, they might offer less obvious ways out than maintenance tunnels, service corridors, or even adjoining basements in some commercial buildings. You trade the long-distance view for better cover and more escape routes. The ideal urban shelter often isn't at the top or the very bottom. It's usually a lower to mid-level floor like the second or third. This spot is high enough to be tough to get into from the street, but low enough that you can escape through a window if you had to. It doesn't silhouette me against the sky, and it doesn't get you stuck in the basement. It's a calculated compromise. The real skill here isn't just finding shelter, it's being able to look at any building and assess its strengths and weaknesses. How many ways in and out? What is it made of? Can you defend it? How visible is it? Answering those questions is way more important than just racing to the top floor. Hack number 5, the art of strategic invisibility. And finally, this one is huge, and it's something that the experienced prepper preaches, but rookies don't practice. The hack is this: stop trying to look like a survivor. In fact, do the exact opposite. It's strategic invisibility, but you might know it as the gray man concept. Yes, I've spoken about this before, but it bears repeating. Think about it. When the grid goes down, who's the first person to become a target? It's the guy decked out in tactical gear, carrying a huge bug-out bag that basically screams, I have food, water, and good stuff to steal. He might as well be wearing a neon sign that says, rob me first. All that camo and military gear makes you a sore thumb in the city, and standing out is the last thing you want. The true urban survivor knows the best weapon is being completely and utterly forgettable. It's about blending in. You want to look just like everyone else. A little confused, a little scared, but totally unremarkable. Your goal is to be the person nobody looks at twice. You just become background noise. This isn't about being weak. It's about being smart. While the protect the cool prepper is drawing all the wrong kinds of attention, the gray one is moving unnoticed, observing, and getting to safety. She's sizing up threats and spotting opportunities without anyone even knowing she's a player in the game. This takes a state of relaxed awareness. You're watching everything, how people are moving, potential roadblocks, weird behavior, all while looking like you're just trying to get home. Practice this on your way to work. Make it a mental game. How can you walk through a crowd without anyone really noticing you? Master this, and you've just taken yourself off the top of most predator lists. So there you go. 5 urban survival hacks that clip the common wisdom on its head. Turn your commute into a tactical map. See the city as an armory. Build a silent network. Rethink what safe shelter really needs. And lastly, stop looking like a soldier and become invisible. The biggest takeaway is this. Urban survivor isn't about having the coolest gear. It's about your mindset. It's about seeing the world differently, anticipating threats no one else sees, and using the city itself as your greatest tool. The time to build that mindset is now, not when the lights go out. So, what do you think? Are there any other counterintuitive survival hacks I missed? Drop them in the comments below. I read all of them, and your knowledge might just help someone else in this community. And if you got some value out of this, do me a solid and hit that like and subscribe for more content that gets you ready for the real world. Thanks for listening, and stay safe out there. Until next time, this is the Urban Lady Prepper signing off.
I'm sure I've given you some things to think about as you go through the upcoming week. Has this episode resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to click the link in the podcast description to get your free Essential Prepper checklist. While there, get one of my cool designs on a shirt, hat, mug, and more at my Redbubble store. Or you can always buy me a coffee or get a Jace case for your emergency medical needs. It helps support what I do, and I really appreciate it. Join me on the socials, especially on YouTube, where I'll be uploading videos for my blogs from urbanladyprepper.com. I appreciate your time with me. Stay safe, stay sharp, and be ready.